Planning your funeral. Have you thought about that? You should. Find out more on this edition of Dr. Death and the Humorist. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Dry. I'm the humorist part. And Dr. Death is the one and only Dr. Lisa Oliver. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hey, Jerry. I'm good. Hi, everybody.
Did everybody say hi back? I didn't.
No, they haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. I imagine someone's listening to us. I can't imagine who yet.
Well, let's hope so. So, we want to talk about planning your own funeral rather than someone else's.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
How does that work? I mean, obviously it's something you would have to do in advance because after the fact, it's a little hard.
Yeah. I think you're kind of out of the picture by then. But here's the reason why. So we have 5 reasons why you want to plan your funeral. And,
all right.
And we've all been there. I mean, we've all been in a situation where we think Aunt Martha should wear the yellow dress with the long sleeves. And then someone says, no, I think Aunt Martha really loved this blue dress. Or, again, instead of gathering in love and remembrance, we're having arguments and we're fighting, and it's just, we just have to stop this craziness. Life is crazy enough. Let's deal with the things that we can deal with, and that's one is planning our own funeral.
So you don't want to put a dress or a suit on someone who has said, I wouldn't be caught dead in that thing. You don't want to do that just to prove them wrong, is what you're saying.
Well, you could, but I guess they could be haunting you for the rest of your days. So I don't know, but yeah. So the number one reason that you want to plan your funeral is that you want to ease the burden on your family. It's just like what I was talking about. Folks, they all have these ideas about what grandma should wear or what funeral music should be playing, and I don't know. You just want to ease the burden on your family. So that's one thing. We have all been there. Huh?
I think that's a wonderful idea because there's enough decisions that they're going to still have to make that they don't need to have to be making those kinds of decisions at that particular difficult time.
Absolutely. And then the second thing is that you want to assume the financial responsibility for your funeral. And this is really, nothing drives me crazy. And folks, forgive me if y'all had to do this, but it drives me crazy to see GoFundMe sites to pay for funeral. I can see if it's a child or something, but if it's a grown person, let's take financial responsibility for our own funeral. If there is no money, fine, just tell your families no money. Then they can have the county bury you for free. But I just see a lot of people go, and I've seen a lot of people go into debt, or they feel guilty because they can't give mama the funeral they believe mama wanted.
Well, plus I like to reserve my GoFundMe opportunities for my trip to the Caribbean or some other fabulous vacation that I'd like to take.
Yeah, something I can enjoy while I'm alive. It's not going to be, Well,
then let me ask you this. Don't a number of funeral homes do prepay kinds of situations where you can have it all taken care of?
Yeah.
Before and that's a pretty good financial investment because if, let's say, you pay for your funeral now and live another 30 years, then you've beaten all that inflation because the funeral 30 years from now is going to cost thousands more than a funeral today.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. And then there's also, because you're paying for everything, if I remember correctly, there's even something called a vault opening fee. I mean, there's a lot of things that one doesn't take into consideration. So yeah, if you went to a
wait a minute. A vault
opening fee.
Opening fee.
Yes, I don't know.
Okay, just lay me on top of it then.
No,
hey, save a buck.
Stop it. But back to your point. If you went to a funeral home and did a prepaid funeral, and you'll save money on inflation. That's something your family does not have to worry about. So that's excellent. You might need to call Dr. Death. Did you know a little bit about this?
Oh.
You want your family. Oh, this is number 3. You want your family to have the benefit of a meaningful funeral. If you planned it out, it's obviously meaningful for you. So that gives your family an out, and they just do what you want. And again, that makes a difficult situation a lot less difficult.
Okay. All right.
And Your fourth one, you want your final wishes to be followed. Your final wishes can't be followed if you don't have it written down. Or better yet, if you don't have it already paid for with the funeral home. If no one knows what your wishes are, no one can follow them. So,
Exactly. Yeah,
you
that
know,
makes sense. Yeah.
it makes sense. And you want to lead by, number five is to me, you want to lead by example. You want to be self reliant and have your affair in orders at the end of life. There's nothing worse than just leaving everyone to clean up your mess. So be reliant, be self reliant, have your affairs in order, do what you're supposed to do. So that means take care of your funeral, pay for it, and let everyone know where the funeral documentation is. And I have a sixth one.
Ah.
And it came from the movie Black Panther, which I've never been to Black Panther, and as a black person, I think my black card is going to be rescinded anytime now. I must be the only black person I've seen it. But
Well, that's okay because I saw it, and so I got a sort of an honorary temporary black card,
okay.
for that, So
I see you.
it's a
Okay.
it's a great movie. You should see it.
I guess I have to see when it comes on Netflix or something. But okay, so this is what I'm told. T'Chaka told the son T'Challa that a man who has not prepared his children for his death has failed as a father. So, there you go. T'Chaka said it.
So you don't want to fail your children, is what you're
You
saying.
don't want to fail your children. And yeah, I guess that is kind of right, because you're going to die, and while your children may not want to face the fact that they're not going to have their parent, as a parent, you need to take care of these things.
So have you got all yours mapped out? You know what yours is going to be like, and what
You know
want.
what? And shame. I'm hanging my head in shame. But I don't. I had this funeral planning guide that I developed. It's 34 pages long, and I have not done it yet. So that's bad for me. But I'm human. Life happens in the way. Life gets in the way. But, I want my body sent to the body farm in Knoxville, Tennessee. Or is it Chattanooga? And so it's a forensic program they have there. So that's what I want.
You're giving your body to science.
I am. And I'm
Why?
gonna let the animals pick at me and whatever, and and then what's so cool about that program is that after they're done doing whatever, looking at your bones, they can cremate them and you can get the ashes back. Your family can get the ashes back if they want. So it's really kind of cool. It is.
Yeah, I offered my body to science, and science said they didn't want it. So I don't know.
No, for real.
I said take a number, but
No, but for real though, you know what? It's some medical schools, because I was thinking it was the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, right? So they came to the hospice one time and to talk about body donations. But really, your body has to be in perfect shape. I mean, you can't be overweight. I'm not saying you're overweight, Jerry, because you have lost a significant amount of weight. But there's just certain things, that you have to be a perfect specimen. So I know you were joking, but yeah, for real. Some of these places don't want you if you're not, gosh, you're being discriminated against because you're alive, but you're also discriminated against when you're dead because you're too fat, you're too tall.
Well, that seems only fair.
You're too ugly. I mean, what the hell? Okay, so anyhow.
My self-esteem is taking a hit now, so
I'm not saying.
not as bad as when I was at Murray State University a number of years ago, and they were offering people $10 an hour to pose nude for the art students.
Oh God, where was
and they offered me $15 an hour to keep my clothes on. But a buck is a buck. So
that's what I'm talking about. Okay. You got $5 more than you would have.
That's right. I made out on it. But I have thought about my funeral. I've not, and Jenny and I talk about this all the time. We need to write it down. We need to plan it out. But then when I start talking about it, people say, "Yeah, nobody wants to do that."
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about going to a taxidermist and getting stuffed and laminated and just stand me there, and come by, people can high five me and stuff like that.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, put me in the corner of the living room, people say, "Hey, that looks just like Jerry." That is Jerry.
Right. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
you were talking about getting the ashes back after cremation, and that is
Right.
seriously, the cremation is one of the things that we're considering seriously. And
Right.
I also have heard that you can take those ashes and things, and people create like jewelry.
Yes.
What's the story with that?
Well, yeah, exactly like I said, there's a couple of places on the internet. You send the ashes and they would spin it into a piece of real pretty jewelry that where you can see the ashes, like maybe it's like a pink glass or a purple glass, or they can make it into these orbs, like a big marble piece that can sit on your dresser or something. But that's another way. I've seen one having to do with clay pots, and so they can spin the ashes into a pot. They can also plant it into a tree. There's a lot of things that can be done now. It's kind of sucky because I would have my mom's been dead going on 20 years now, and I would have loved to have a piece of jewelry to keep with me, to have my mom with me. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things out there now to keep your loved one with you.
Maybe they could convert my ashes into a casserole dish.
God.
That would seem appropriate. Hey,
What
well, this was Jerry's favorite dish, and by the way, Jerry
it
is the
is a
dish.
dish. And he was kind of cheesy anyhow. So
Ah, good one, yes.
I try. I'm not as
Yes.
good as you, but every once in a while. No, you know what? I don't see a reason why not. But yeah, you can do a lot of different things now with ashes, much more so than even 5 years ago. And all you have to do is look it up on Google and see what your options are.
So I'm guessing, Lisa, when you get all your plans made for your funeral, whatever arrangements you make,
Hmm.
just like with when we talked about the advanced directives, should you give copies of all these plans to the various people in your life?
Absolutely. Again, because we want only certain people to be in charge of it. So again, when I finish mine, I'm going to give them to Jeffrey, my husband, Justin, my son, and Karen, my daughter, so they will know exactly what I want. I'll probably send one to my brother. But yeah, you should definitely keep a copy of it. Keep it where someone can get to it. Maybe on top of the filing cabinet, or maybe on top of the china cabinet, or somewhere that people can get to it if if what I'm trying to say, if you're dead. Ha, that didn't make any sense. Somewhere where people can get to it, and like don't put it in a safe deposit box because that's not going to serve a purpose for anyone. So, but yeah, you should definitely make copies of it. Let people know. I think the more that we talk about this stuff, the more that we document this stuff, I think life will just be easier for everyone. Maybe we can start a movement here and get people to talk about it. It's hard to talk about. I mean, here I am, Dr. Death, and I haven't even done mine yet. So, but it's not because I don't want to, it's because I just haven't made the time to do it. So,
Well, Lisa, if someone is going through a grieving process or has concerns about issues related to death, funerals, end of life issues, etc., what kind of services do you offer?
well, I am a certified grief counselor, and you know what? They can call me, excuse me, not call me, but email me. That is much better at Lisa at drlisaoliver.com, and they can arrange to speak with me. But you know what? There's a lot for a lot of us. There's an employee assistance program through our jobs, and it's called the EAP. And I've used it for family counseling and for individual counseling, and they can set you up also with a grief counselor.
Mhm. And Lisa, don't you have a website that people can go to?
Oh, you are just setting me up today, boy. Yeah, my website is www.drlisaoliver.com. And you can find out about death cafes and death education series that I put on. And even though I'm based in Atlanta, I can travel the world. So if you're interested, I might even bring Jerry along. And we can that'll be interesting. But yeah, if you want to reach out to me regarding grief issues or end of life or bereavement and things, I can try to help you out or direct you to where you should go.
All right. Well, as always, the time has zipped by, and we are out of time. But Dr. Lisa, always a great pleasure to chat with you, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thanks, Jerry. Thanks, everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.